So slips right in there like so. Just kind of press that in. And then our oil pump, 2 little old screws here that we have left in the crankcase throughout this assembly. Oil pump drive gear. And that I install that, and that kind of helps things line up as well. The drive gear, that is. While you bolt the pump down, it helps to center the pump on the crankshaft so that things are running in line as they should. And our clutch. Talked a lot about these clutches. That's for steel. We don't want to put a steel clutch on a Husqvarna saw. Here we go. So, show you a couple of notes of interest. We did build a socket for this, but I'll show you this. So here where my index finger is at, that is for the placement of a drift. And you see the off and the arrow. Those can actually be removed manually with a hammer and drift. And I think some Husqvarna service manuals actually teach and show that to be done that way. So our pump pickup hose, make sure that's back down in there on your inner bar plate. We need to get our brake band installed and all the brake components. We want to do that before putting the clutch on finally. Alright, for the chain brake, obviously we'll install our brake band. This piece goes next. There's a pin. It's in the case that sits on the pin. Then there's a little metal case that's in here. That's this right here. That sits in there like that. And then our lever goes in right here. Like so. In behind this, in that area right there. So I'll put you on the tripod, set all that up, and I'll install the spring. Alright, so we've got those components in place. Bring you in on that. There's your reference for how that goes. Now we're going to put the mainspring in next. And there are various ways to do this. Some are less dangerous than others. Like I say, there are various ways to do this. There you go. All right. So bring you in close to see that. And there are a few screws, such as here, and of course the plate cover that covers all this. So there's our chain brake installed. Our oil pumps installed. I think we like our clutch drum. Let me check these fasteners again. Yeah, we're tight. Alright, we'll put our clutch on. Looks like this can go either way. Okay, and there's our brake. Alright. Let's see, our clutch drum bearing. Right here. Here's Lieutenant Green. He's been down and brought my disc back. I'll close the gate, come out. So we're going to grease our clutch drum bearing. Talked to you about this before. I've got a mixture of high temperature, high pressure grease and high temperature brake drum grease, wheel bearing grease. So just a little bit of that directly on the crank, and we'll put a little bit of that inside our clutch drum. Now this looks rough, but it was really rusty and we cleaned it up. I think it's in good shape. It's in better shape than we found it. So our oil pump drive gear, I can see the arm right there, and we got double slots in the drum. Try to line that up. It's my opinion that it'll line itself up anyway after a couple of revs. We're engaged. And yeah, I gotta get our sprocket before the washer and the E-clip. So all of this has been soaking in Valvoline engine oil. Mechanics who know use Valvoline. Long time Valvoline user. Alright, I'm going to rotate this sprocket. Mr. Campbell he can rotate that himself if he don't like it like that. It will appear to some to be on backwards if you're judging things by the label. Not always that way in the chainsaw world. Alright, so sprocket, washer, and the E-clip. There we go. Fully assembled. Alright, that's everything. So we'll put our cover on and bolt our handlebar on. Almost there, almost ready to fire it up. Alright, we're putting the finishing touches on the handlebar. We're going to set the chain brake, put some oil and fuel in it. We're going to set the chain brake to tighten up the clutch. On startup, you want that clutch to tighten up at startup by setting the chain brake. our inner bar plate. That's the one that came on the saw on the right. I got a better one from a parts saw here on the left. All right, we got our top cover on. Just a peek at everything before we fire it up. It's a rough saw, but it's a good saw. Make sure our oiler works. I think we're almost there. All right. Restarts easy. Throttle response is good. Idle's good. Chain brake works. Things are a little stiff. This retraction is not perfect. That's not a problem. I noticed the starter balked one time on return. Let's see what that does.